Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Olivia and this is my channel where I love to talk about all things nail polish. Y'all, I can't believe I'm filming this video. This is a celebration video. I am celebrating, well, I knew I was celebrating like reaching the milestone of 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, but then I also didn't realize until I went back and counted that I also apparently recently crossed the milestone of having uploaded 100 videos to YouTube. So this is going to be like video number 102. And by the way, for those of you who watch my videos that I post also that don't have the background music, those are unlisted, so those don't count towards the total. So it's like 102 videos and 1,000 subscribers in under a year. Started my channel in September of 2025 and it is August of 2026. So anyway, this video is one that I am truly humbled and just honored to be able to film. And so as we get into things, I want to tell you a little bit about what the structure of this is going to be. So first, I think I most importantly want to take some time to sincerely say thank you. Second thing is going to be, I have an update on where you can get your Oli Nails going to the club sticker, because y'all know me, I'm kind of an overachiever. So like, not only did I decide to open a little online storefront to get that, I made a whole website. So more on that. So thank yous, website. And then the third part of this will be, I wanted to do an updated Q&A video, and I'm looking down at my iPad here because I've got like 15 questions that I'll be answering. Some of these are ones that you all have submitted, others are ones that are going to be like an updated answer to my original Q&A, which by the way, I'll put a link in the description of this video in case you want to go back and see whatever I said back then. I haven't watched that one since I uploaded it because like I didn't want my answers from then to like influence what I say in here. Anyway, so thank yous, sticker and website update, and then Q&A. And y'all, the Q&A, just to tell you about the journey that we're gonna go on together. The first question is, why did I decide to start this channel? And the last question is one that this is an Olivia question, which is, do I ever still actually go to the club? And you'll want to stick around for that because, and not only will I answer that, but I also have not just one, but two going to the club related stories that I have been wanting to tell you all for the longest time, but there's never really been a good time for me to just randomly be like, so let me tell you all this going to the club story. So anyway, as always, I'm gonna put timestamps in the description and a pinned comment. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So first and most importantly, I've got to say thank you all for making this possible. I'm gonna get into a little bit later on why exactly it was that I decided to start this channel, but one of the things that I do want to call out now is that I to connect to that, and there's other reasons why I decided to start this channel, but I wanted to create a place and create content that would allow me to form some connections with people in the nail polish community, because none of my friends in real life are into nail polish, and I'm not someone who does Discord. It's a little overwhelming for me. Like, yeah, I'm on Reddit, yeah, I'm on Facebook, but I wanted to have another way to make connections with people, and I wanted to create videos that were made in a way that feels like I'm sitting down with a friend and just talking for an hour as we do our nails together. Like, that is the vibe that I have been wanting to cultivate on this channel, and I think I've been doing that. And I just I'm someone who, like, on my main, like, other YouTube account that I use, that I've had for years, since before creating this one, that's where I primarily, like, watch videos. I know how it feels when you have certain channels that you as a viewer are primarily a viewer and you never comment, or you watch but you never subscribe. So all of that is to say, I don't take it for granted at all every time that I see you all leave comments. And there are so many times when I'm like sitting down and just hanging out with my husband Jack, and I'm like, oh my goodness, not only are people commenting, but people are putting paragraphs. And that to me is just, it really matters so much. And something that I pride myself on with this channel is that I respond to everyone. I take the time to do that. And because I love engaging with you all. I love hearing about your lives and your takes on nail polish. And it's something that I think, especially in these days when the world can be a very dark and scary place, I just hope that this little glitter-filled corner of the internet can bring some hope and light and joy to all of you who are watching, and whatever kind of positivity that you come to seek from this channel. I hope that you can continue to have this channel as a safe space for that. And I just, oh goodness, I'm not gonna cry, but you know, the last thing I'll say about this before I move on is, back when I started this channel, I never would have imagined that even like 50 people would be interested enough in what I have to say to want to subscribe. And seeing that I'm now at like 1,050 or something is just very humbling, very, it feels good. So I'm not gonna cry right now. There's gonna be plenty of time for that, but, and not that I'm someone who like hides my emotions, but just like, y'all don't want to watch me cry on here. I'm just saying. So anyway, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so moving on to our sticker update. For those of you who are newer, I a month or so ago, leading up to the Polish and Beauty Expo, I decided to make a sticker. So I am someone who, depending on where my creativity happens to be taking me, there are times when I will get on my iPad and draw. And when you do that, you can then take that artwork and make a sticker out of it. So I made this sticker, Oli Nails, go into the club, because that's what we do on this channel. And I, for those of you who met me at the Polish and Beauty Expo, I gave those out there. And I also wanted there to be a way for those of you who are not at PBE to get them. Also, side note, and a preview of an upcoming video, I sort of like quietly soft launched my latest destash on Mercari. I've been putting a link to it in the description of my videos for the past couple of weeks, I think. But then also, like, people have been finding it organically on Mercari, and for all of those orders, even for people who probably have no idea who I am, but just purchase from me on Mercari, I've been including a little thank you note and a free Oli Nails sticker in my Mercari orders. So if you would like to get your hands on an Oli Nails sticker, you got a couple options. One, if you are looking to buy some nail polish and you see something on my destash page that interests you, you'll get one of these in your Mercari order box for free. And the other option is I created a website that also has a shop on it where you can get the sticker. So it's olinails.net. Link to it in the description. I'll probably also put a little, like over here, like a little screen recording to show a preview of what that looks like. Basically, I wanted there to be a place where, because I know that not everyone jumps to YouTube first as a way of finding content, and also sometimes the YouTube interface can be a little bit clunky when it comes to trying to sort through playlists and find the content that's interesting to you. So What I've got on my website is, let's see, an About Me page, so you can understand who I am and why I made this channel. There's also a videos page where I've got like thumbnails of all of my different playlists, and I've picked like my favorite video from each playlist along with the description of what that playlist is about. So that can be another way to kind of make your way through my content. And then there is a contact page on there in case you want to reach out, because I've mentioned before, I'm not on Instagram. I can only do like one social media platform, really. I want to keep up with that. If I try to split my attention, it just would not go well for me. So, but I also wanted to have a way that you all could contact me if you want. So there's a contact page on there. And then there is a shop that for now just has this sticker on there, but as I have had this creative spark, I'm already starting to think of other like nail polish related stickers that I want to draw, and like other kind of art, and like put it in there. And so more stickers will be coming. For those of you who are into tech and understand WordPress, you can understand probably some of the struggle that I went through getting that up and going. And it's basically I sat down, I took a Sunday, I was like, I'm doing this, I'm getting it to work, and I'm so proud of it. olinails.net. This channel is not going away at all. This is going to be the primary place that you can find me and interact with me, but I just wanted there to be another place, especially for like a storefront. And I'm in the process of trying to get that linked over into be integrated with YouTube, so don't be surprised if you see that at some point. But check out olinails.net. One other detail about that too. So I'm going to talk a little bit later about like one of my favorite videos, and the color theory video I did. You may notice that like the colors that I've chosen for the website, this like dark berry and this dark teal, are kind of on opposite ends of the color wheel because they're complementary colors. So if you happen to look at that and you're like, hey, was this intentional? Yeah, it was. So check it out and let me know what you think. And for any of you who do place an order for the stickers and or through Mercari, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. All right, so now let's get into the Q&A. I think, like I said in the beginning, 15 questions. Grab a warm beverage, some hot cocoa, and let's get settled in. First, why did I decide to start this channel? In addition to what I mentioned earlier in the video about wanting a sense of community, honestly, a big part of it for me last summer came from the need to have a better creative outlet for myself that has nothing at all to do with work. Let me explain. So what year are we in now? We're in 2026. So in 2017, that was when I first got into public speaking. I do it quite a bit, actually. I've spoken at many different international conferences, and as someone with a background in teaching, I felt that it would be a really good way for me to leverage that skill and connect it into more of a technical realm as a way of doing a bit of a career transition that I was attempting to do at the time, and also present myself in a way that told the story that I wanted to tell about myself. And it was something that I was just going. And as much as I enjoyed public speaking, or I say enjoy, it's not in the past, I still do it, just not as much as I did before because I wanted a better balance. Ultimately, like that kind of public speaking that I do is still very much work related, even when it's not the case that I'm speaking at an event that my company has secured for me. By far, the majority of events that I speak at are things that I seek out for myself, apply on my own, get accepted on my own, and then it's a benefit to whichever company I was working with at the time that, hey, they have a representative from their company there. And that's well and good, right? But then what happened was that I, for the past couple of years, I was talking with my therapist about this, that I wanted some kind of better balance for myself. And I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't like the idea that so much of my identity I was wrapping up in my work. And I used to work at a company that was doing a lot of layoffs, and I didn't want it to be the case that if that happened to me and I was let go unexpectedly, then what would my identity be, you know? So over time, that was a thing. I was like seeking out, like, how can I have a better balance for myself? How can I have a different creative outlet? And last summer, I noticed that I was doing a lot of like layering experiments, not just for myself, but also in on Reddit, like when people were looking for dupes for monthly polish drops, like polish pickup, hella handmade creations, and so on. And I started by sharing my findings on Reddit, but then I'm like, I could potentially do this in a more scalable way, which is to do this on YouTube, which, prior to this, I had never done any kind of filming before. I had no idea what kind of setup I wanted to get for myself. I had never done any kind of video editing before, but yet I told myself, okay, I'm gonna learn how to do this. And if it turns out that this idea that I had for myself is not at all enjoyable, that's okay. I gave it a try. I'm giving myself an out. But I have enjoyed it so much, not just the process of coming up with content, creating it, connecting with you all. I've even enjoyed it at times when there's something about it that I've needed to learn how to do in order to get it done. Like editing has become very relaxing for me. Like today, after I finish filming this, I'm probably gonna go pop in the hammock and like put on my headphones and edit out there because it's very relaxing. So yeah, that is why I started this channel. I wanted, there's a lot of reasons behind it, but that was really it. Needing a better balance for myself, to separate my identity from work, having a better the other thing about creative outlet, when I would like at my last company, whenever I would try to do things in a creative way, like do some research that would lead to publishing a blog post, that blog post would have to go through like 5 to 7 plus rounds of review, and you're just like, oh my goodness, this is just taking the joy out of this, and it's making it just go so long. But now I'm like, hey, I've got an idea, I can plan it. I've got my husband Jack as a sounding board for times when I really do want and need feedback. It's been a blast. Number 2, what is my favorite video that I filmed so far? I kind of alluded to this earlier, but I think it was it's got to be my video that I did about using color theory with nail polish, which I'll link in the description. That was one that I really took a lot of time to sketch out and think, okay, I live and breathe color. I love color theory. I also recognize that the way that I approach color doesn't come naturally to everyone else. So I saw that as a really good opportunity for me to use my knowledge of color theory and nail polish, and also the way that I personally approach teaching, to create something that wasn't just, hey, let me just talk about this and tell you what it is. Regardless of if I'm teaching something here on this channel or doing some teaching at work, one of the things that is a hallmark of my educational approach is to give people actionable strategies and takeaways. It's not just to say, hey, here's what this is, but here's what this is, and here's how you can start doing this right now. Here's some examples of the ways that you can do this and apply this in your own work. So that was, I'm still so proud of how that video came together. And definitely check it out if you haven't already done so. Okay, number 3. How many bottles of nail polish do I have? Now, like I said earlier, I did not go back and look at my previous Q&A video again, but I do recall, I think I probably said like around 600. Sure. Nowadays, though, I think, and this does not include backups, I've got probably about 1,000 bottles of nail polish. And I'm definitely slowing down. I think I probably said that in the last Q&A. That's things were said. But yeah, as much as I am, I think 1,000 is kind of like a good point for me. I'm getting a lot better at not bringing in dupes to my collection, but that's what I have. And again, that does not include backups. We'll talk about that more in the next question. Number 4, how do I organize my nail polish? Okay, so since I was just talking about backups, I will start with that first. Downstairs in our living room, I have a Helmer that is where I store all of my backups. So the Helmer is full of only backups, and that works for me because I'm someone who likes to be able to see my polish when I'm picking it out and like trying to see which ones I want to wear and so on. And by default with the Helmer IKEA drawers, it doesn't really make it easy to see that when you open the drawers without buying like an additional insert. But because I just use that for my backups, I only go there when I'm needing to take something out and bring it into my regular collection. Okay, so that's what I do with the backups. Then when it comes to the rest of my collection, I store those in... that was heavy. I store them in these kind of like plastic organizers, which, okay, so that's what that looks like. And let me break it down and explain a little bit more about how I organize those. I actually recently changed up my organizational approach in a way that has made things a lot better for me. So I have always been someone who organizes my polishes by color. So I've had like one or more bins for the color separations that I have are reds, pinks, purples, blues, gray, silver-ish, black, all of that under one. Then blues, greens, and then browns, yellows, and orange. Okay, so it's always been the case that I've kept them organized by color, but then what I recently did was to, across my entire collection, I pulled out my jellies and my creams. And so now I have like, is this one? Yeah, so this bin right here is the one that has all of my jellies in it. So this side has like the green and blues, and I've got like others on the other side, like the reds and pinks and purples and stuff. So actually purples on the other side. So I have all of my jellies in that one. And then I also have a couple of other plastic organizers that have just my creams in them. And y'all, that I was skeptical at first. I was like, this had better work, because if it didn't, then I just went through my entire collection to like pull out the creams and the jellies, and for what? It has been so helpful for me. Like my most recent video before this was one that I was doing with jelly gradients, and part of why I was able to do that one so well was that I already had all my jellies just in one single bin, and I didn't have to go digging for them. And then also, so we're gonna get to toppers in a second. As someone who loves toppers, I think that typically I'm very likely to use toppers together with a cream polish, right? And so for times when I'm like, I wanna use a topper, I just want like a quick manicure, but that still looks kind of cute. So let me just do like a cream and a topper. This way, instead of me having to dig through every single color bin to try to figure out what creams I have, now all the creams are together. And this has also helped me to cut down on the number of creams that I bring in that could be potential dupes, because it's a lot easier for me to see what I already have there. So that has been good. I don't necessarily think that I'm going to parse out other polish types, like maybe magnetics at some point. I don't know, we'll see. But toppers. Okay, so for that I have this like Lazy Susan that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-tier Lazy Susan that has 4 sides to it. And okay, I'm gonna after I explain what this is, I'm gonna like cut over to a video clip of that. So I'm gonna be vulnerable right now, okay? So I want you all to take a moment to think about how many toppers do you think that I have? And like also that could include like the number of bottles that are like my diluted version of them. So there's a whole system to this, and yeah, okay, I'm just gonna cut over to that right now. So here is where I store my toppers on this like Lazy Susan thing. And yes, I do know that it's in front of a window, and best practice is to keep nail polish in the dark. However, I use all of these polishes all the time, and none of these are polishes that I'm ever planning on destashing. Everything else is kept more in the dark. So yeah, let me walk you through how I've got this structured. So there's a number of different aspects to this. I think I'm actually going to start on, let's say, this one here. So like for each level, okay, there's some inconsistency, but I'll just kind of take you through. So at the top, these are my Fancy Gloss Fine Particle Magnetic Toppers. Then this side is primarily my shimmer toppers, and across each side I generally have like this level here is for my reds and pinks, I think. Yeah, reds and pinks generally. Then this level tends to be for my blues and greens and purples, though I think I may have some purples on another tier. Purple is kind of flexible. Okay. Then this level is more for my golds and oranges. And then down here is for like my whites, blacks, silver, and so on. And so, for instance, this right here is where I keep some of my most frequently used white, black, gray, like that's Cracks Crinkle Linens, Cracks Banal, Bee's Knees Lacquer Void, and so on. Okay, so that is this side. Then going over here, I have, okay, this is the side with my glitters. Okay, so with my glitters, I have at the top here, and these two over here, disregard, those are like flakes. This is where I have my multicolor ones. This level is my reds, and like, see what I mean? This is kind of like an in-between. This could be orange, but I think it's pink, so I put it up there. By the way, all the ones that you see in this kind of bottle type are the ones that I have mixed up myself. So either I've mixed it up fresh using my own like glitter supplies, or I dilute ones from that are more highly concentrated. Then these are the blues and greens. These are my golds, and then silver down there at the bottom. Okay. Also disregard any like smudges you see on my table. I like spilled something one time, and it kind of like left a stickiness behind that I can't get out. So up here, so this is the wall of flakes. At the top, once again, we've got the multicolors. In here, second row, we've got the reds and pinks, greens, blues, and purples. And by the way, for example, if I have some that I dilute, I use like the middle part of the rack to store the like full size regular one of it, and then that way, if it ever like starts to get low, I can just easily remix it from there. Golds down here, and then at the bottom on this part, this is where I keep my various essentials. So things like neutralizers, magnetic stuff, top coats, glitter, grabber, and so on. And then the last side of it here is where I store all of the there's kind of some overflow from various flakes onto the side, but for the most part, this is where I store all the ones that have miscellaneous shapes. So there's fancy glosses, stars and stripes topper here. There's a bunch of mini stars here as well. And then, just some more down there. And then I've got a bunch of random stuff in the middle of this, like a snowman magnet, some other random stuff. So when I say that I love toppers, hopefully this helps to paint the picture a little bit. And, if you are someone who is trying to get more use out of your toppers, I would recommend using some kind of system like this, because as I'm sitting here and doing my nails and planning out my manicures, it's great to be able to just look up to my topper rack and think, okay, what am I going to use that can help me with this? I love toppers, y'all. Just one last look through this because this is just fantastic. Eek! Okay, bye. Number 5. This was a viewer question as well. I think the previous one was too. How does the DeEnti top coat compare to Glisten Glow's top coat? So if you're not familiar, DeEnti is a nail polish supplier where you can purchase things in bulk. So you can buy bulk top coat, base coat, thinner, and so on. And that is where I have been getting my all 3 of those from. And for me, in my experience, I can't say for sure that Glisten Glow sources their top coat from DeEnti, but in my experience, the DeEnti and the Glisten Glow are exactly the same. So if you are someone who has been using the Glisten Glow and top coat and you like it a lot, I'll put a link to the DeEnti page in the description so that you can go there and check that out, because you're able to get a much bigger bottle, like a refill bottle, at a lower price point when you do the math and factor out price per milliliter. Number 6. This was another really interesting one to think about after I got this question. What polishes or products have I recently gotten that feel like new favorites or future staples of my collection? And so I have 3 polishes I'm gonna share. This first one is from KB Shimmer called Did I Do That? Or y'all don't want to hear my Urkel voice. Maybe you do. Did I do that? That's like Urkel if he's staffing a haunted house or something. Okay, I picked this up at the Polish and Beauty Expo last month, and if you take a look at it here, you can see just how beautiful this is, these magenta purple flakes. I think they may have overpours on the KB Shimmer side still, but that I love that color. I knew I was going to love that so much. I bought a backup of it at the Polish and Beauty Expo. So I bought, I put 2 of them in my little shopping basket. And when I got up to the register, the attendant was like, "Oh, you have 2 of these. Did you mean to do that?" And I was like, I appreciate you catching that. But that was intentional. I really like magenta. So that is one I can see myself getting a lot of use out of all year round, but especially the fall. And this next one I also got at the Polish and Beauty Expo. This is from BCB Lacquers called Bone Zone. And it is this gorgeous, just shade of green cream that I did not yet have in my collection. It is one that I really like this because I feel that this is a type of green that I'm able to put both light and dark toppers on. You know what I mean? Like, it's not so light that if I wanted to put like a white speckle glitter topper on it, it wouldn't stand out. But it's also not so dark that if I were to put like a black flake topper on here, I couldn't see it. And I just love green. So yeah, Bone Zone from BCB Lacquers. And the last one here is from China Glaze called Mustard the Courage. And yellows can be tricky for me because of my undertones. I think of myself as being like a cool olive. I mean, like, for real, like, as I'm putting this next to me, I'm pretty sure there is some part of my skin that will match this. You know, if I did like the pixel picker, it would be here. So yellows can be especially tricky for me, but this one just, it has a great formula. It is one that I think is perfect for fall, but I can see myself getting a lot of good use out of this for nail art too. I had a similar color cream from Essie, I think called Buzzworthy Bash, that is starting to run down a bit. And so I'm like, well, do I want to replace that or see if I can get a different one? Yeah, I mustered the courage. I'm trying to like yellow more, and I do, but it's got to be the right kind of yellow, you know? So yeah, thank you for that question. Okay, number 7, what unpopular nail polish opinions do I have? Okay, I would say these 2 things I'm going to mention are not necessarily, maybe, I don't know if they're unpopular, but maybe they're just more pet peeves, and I'm going to try to be nice and like balanced with this. That's the word. Okay, so one thing is you know, when it relates to using a cleanup brush, I will admit that I was someone who back when I first started using got into nail polish at all 2 years ago, I did not know what the concept of cleanup brush was. I just didn't know. I actually, I'll probably put a picture over here. Like the other day I was scrolling through my phone to try to find the first ever picture I took of my hand wearing nail polish. So I know there's a lot of people who are newer as well, who don't yet know about, either they don't yet know about the possibility of using a cleanup brush, or perhaps they do know how to use, they do know that cleanup brushes exist, but perhaps they're still learning how to use them. Perhaps they have any number of disabilities that can make it difficult to use that, and so on. So what I'm about to say does not apply to that. I just don't understand though. Sometimes when I go on Reddit or Facebook and people are sharing photos of their manicures, and it'll be a little bit on the messier side, but the person will say, hey, I know it's messy. I haven't had a chance to clean it up yet. I know I should do that, but I just had to share my nails now. I don't understand why. Like, you know, if you know that you are someone who is able to use a cleanup brush effectively, and that if you feel that using a cleanup brush is going to help present your hand and your nails in the best possible light, I understand being excited to share, but I also don't get why share the messier photo. Do y'all know what I'm saying? Like that, I've never been able to wrap my head around it. That's just a me thing, you know? The other thing that's probably a me thing, and I think that, you know, if I went back and looked at some of my earlier, not videos on here, but like hand videos that I posted on Reddit, I'm probably doing this at some point, but like for me, it's difficult when I'm looking at a video clip of someone sharing their nails and they keep moving their hand around way too much. Like, you know, the hand is like this, and then it's like that, and then it's like this, and it's like that. Just like that, you know? Whereas for me, I personally prefer to be able to see, just like pick one position and stick with it, you know? Or if you do want to switch halfway through, cool, switch halfway through, but stay there. It's the you know, all over the place, Again, that's just a me thing. Other people might like it, but that's just me. Number 8, what are my favorite nail polish finishes? All right, so toppers, to no one's surprise. I can't pinpoint exactly when that was something that clicked for me, but I just love the idea of using that particular finish to give an even more different look to a manicure than how it comes out of the bottle. Toppers to me are just so transformative, and the possibilities with them are endless, and I think I just love that about them. So that being said, it probably should come as no surprise that another one of my favorite finishes is cream polishes. I know that creams can be considered a little bit on the boring side. I get it, but y'all, I'm someone who I love a good cream polish. Times when for me personally, if I ever want to feel like I've got my life together, or if I'm telling myself I got my life together, I put on a cream polish and make it look all nice and neat, and I just feel more pulled together, you know? So I really love toppers. I love creams. I like magnetics, but I don't always have the time for magnetics, if that makes sense. And I say this even as someone who changes up my nails every 1 to 2 days. I don't always have time for magnetics. So I like them, but I don't always have the time to do them, which is unfortunate. Number 9, what are my least favorite nail polish finishes? I'm so sorry, but I've got to go with thermals. They're not for me. Part of it is that I tend to run cold all the time, so the color change doesn't always appear when I want it to, or doesn't come through as strongly as I would prefer it to. Another thing is that my nails are different lengths, so with thermals, that would result in like a line of separation that's not even across the hand, so it wouldn't give me a look that I want. Other nail polish finishes that I am not a huge fan of, you know, as much as I am a fan of like glitter, I don't like huge chunky glitter, and that's I think because I've never really been able to use a peel off base coat, and I don't like the soak off method for sensory reasons. So yeah, if it's big chunky glitter, I love the look of it, but I just don't wear it because I know that removal is going to be a pain. Number 10. So what exactly do I do for work? Okay, so I know I've kind of alluded to this a bit. I talk about how I currently work in tech. I used to be a teacher, and I'm someone who I have a very public LinkedIn presence. I have a personal public facing website that's like my public speaking and personal projects website that's like myname.com. So I will start by saying I'm not at all someone who is like hiding on the internet. You know, the public speaking part put me out there very publicly. So but it's so interesting now to think about how I'm out here very publicly in a different way that's not that. So I'm just saying, in case any of you are like, Olivia, don't dox yourself. Y'all, if you're in any Facebook groups with me, you've got my name and you can find me on LinkedIn, and it's no secret as to who I am. But what I do, my job title is Solutions Architect. And if you've never heard of that before, it's essentially a role that tends to sit within an organization that focuses on sales, but on the technical side of sales, as opposed to like an account executive who will work with a prospect from the more business side of things. So what I do in my work is that I meet with prospective customers who are interested in potentially purchasing my company's product for use, let's say software, within their organization. And what I do is a lot of technical discovery to try to unpack what their current use case is. Like, what is it that they're currently doing? What is working well for them? What are the pain points that they're having? What are their technical and business requirements, and so on? And then I lead them into showing them a demo or multiple demos of how our product works, and not just in general, but connecting it back to their particular use case. Where else was I going with that? Yes. And within that, my personal favorite area of technology is security. So even if I'm speaking with a customer who came to the conversation not at all thinking about security, y'all better believe I'm gonna like bring it up at some point and say, hey, so security is important. Let's talk about that. How are y'all doing with that? And because I want to do what I can to make the world a more secure place. And you all who've been watching my channel for a while know that I, towards the beginning of this year, I unexpectedly ended up going through a job search and company change. Thankfully, I was not in the situation of having been laid off from my previous company, but I saw that the writing was probably going to be on the wall if I stayed for much longer. And so I started interviewing, all that stuff. And I've been at my company now for about 4 months, and I could not be happier. I mean, I will say, like, my previous company that I worked at was, I believe, the largest company in the world. And I think that there's a lot psychologically that can go into this feeling of like, oh wow, I never thought that I would end up being able to work at that company and to have that company name on my resume. And I had a lot of great experiences during the 6 years that I worked there, but towards the end, I told myself, you know, it can't just be staying for a name. I've got to put myself first. I have to go somewhere that I'm valued, that my work is valued, that I have the room to grow. And it's fantastic. I mean, I recently got like a organization-wide shout out during one of our recent town halls for some great work that I did. And I've been here for like 4 months, you know, and that never happened before. I can't think of a time that, you know, something comparable like that. So yeah, that is what I do. If any of you are, you know, either former teachers or currently teachers who are looking to transition out of the classroom and get into a different field, I've got to say, being a solutions architect has been a dream come true for me, because I get to teach people every day, but not give detention. And so much of what I do here on this channel, like the way that I explain things, the way that I go step by step and make sure to clarify along the way, that is how I am at work. And that is how I have to be, because, you know, you can't just keep spouting technical documentation at people. One, you've got to connect with them. Two, you have to empathize with them and hear where they're coming from, and then connect that and just constantly discover and help along the way. So yeah, I love the work that I do. It's great. Yay. Number 11. What have I enjoyed the most about having a YouTube channel? I might sound a little redundant here, but the sense of community that I've gotten out of this. You all are a joy, truly. Every time I sit down at my nail desk and start filming a video, this is going to sound creepy. I picture your little avatars in my mind, and I feel like I'm watching you or you're watching me, you know? So it's like, you all give me another reason to want to not just keep doing this, but also to be the best that I can be at this. It surprised me so much to see just how, oh wait, that's going into the next question. Oops. This one is, what have I enjoyed the most? Yes, I have enjoyed just really being able to connect with all of you and to establish community, and to have the running joke of being in the club. Like, I can't remember exactly which video that started in, but I love that it keeps going. And y'all know me, I'm a dork. I just say stuff, and I love that so many of you can relate and resonate with that, and that makes me very happy. Okay, number 12. What has surprised me the most about having a YouTube channel? All right. For this one, I feel like when I first started my channel, my fear, or one of my fears, was that I would run out of topics to film. Like I would get to a point and like, oh, the well is dry. I have no idea what I'm gonna film, you know? But in reality, for me, the issue has been less of that and more of, I have way more ideas bouncing around in my mind and in this Google Doc that I'm using right now than I realistically have time to film and to edit. And it is, you know, thankfully, that means I'm able to keep the content going. And even when I'm just like, okay, now I'm at the point of, all of my ideas are exhausted. I'm like, no, I've got more ideas that I have too. So many times when I'm just like, oh, I really want to film these next 3 videos, but where do I have the time for that? So I'm happy that I've been able to create like a good balance for myself with like finding the time to spend on the channel without making it take over my entire life, but to have that balance and to see content creation as something that is not like an obligation or a duty that makes me feel like that I dread doing, but I always look forward to doing it. So yeah, that really surprised me because I was like, oh, never thought that would be the case. All right, a few more to go. Number 13. What advice would I give to someone who's thinking about starting their own channel? Okay, so I would start by saying that it's so important to understand and to reflect and look inward and understand why it is that you are wanting to create content. Like, what are you hoping to get out of it? You know, like for me, reflecting and knowing that I'm here because I want to teach, I want to connect with community. I also want to create videos that feel like I'm sitting down to do my nails and talking with a friend. Those are the things that drive me. And I say this because, you know, social media always has so many different trends flying around and bouncing back and forth. And the danger there is that if you are someone who is not grounded in your own reasons why you are doing content creation, it can really become easy to get swept up in the wind and chase this trend and do that because that's what you think that your viewers are going to want to see. And maybe they enjoy that video, but then a couple things could happen. One is that you don't enjoy it because it doesn't feel authentic to you. And then also your viewers might come to expect to continue seeing that kind of content from you when it may not be what you want to do. So that's something I would say, make sure you understand why you're doing it and be true to yourself. I also think that relates to the idea of getting feedback and making sure that you've got a tough, thick skin. I am very fortunate in that the number of negative comments I've received on my videos over the past year has been very few and far between, but sometimes when they do happen, it can sting a bit, you know. I'm human, but it can be surprising at times when I read a comment that comes across in a way that is like someone is not speaking to me like I'm a fellow human, you know? So like, not that long ago, I got a comment from somebody who said something to the effect of, they said, you know, your content is exactly what I'm looking for, and then there were like all caps in this, and then like a bunch of exclamation points, but they were like, you take a very long time to get to the point. And okay, here's my honest take on that. First of all, I think that there's a different way that could have been said. Also, you know, if I'm giving a comment on someone's channel and I look at their videos and I see like, oh, this person's channel is primarily videos that are at least 45 to 60 minutes long. Perhaps I can assume that they are choosing to have their videos be that long because that's what they want for their channel. And I think that not everyone's content is for everybody, and that's okay. I mean, there are certain YouTubers outside of nail polish that I've watched that maybe they switched something up on their channel that it wasn't for me anymore. Like there was one YouTuber that I really enjoyed their deep dives, but then at a certain point they started incorporating like off to the side of the screen on the recorded video, like a rolling, like, what do you call it, like a live chat stream from the live stream recording. And for me, with my ADHD, it's so visually distracting, and I was just like, okay, I can't look at this anymore. But other people loved it, so I'm like, perhaps this isn't for me. So I didn't say anything. I'm just like, that's what they want to do for their channel. I'm glad that works for them. I just don't watch their videos anymore. Now, I'll tell you some examples of feedback that has been delivered well. I think there's one time when someone asked if I wouldn't mind providing background music free, like versions of my videos without background music. And this was early on in my YouTube journey. And I think my answer at the time was, I honestly don't know how that would go as far as like the mechanism and the process I would need, like the workflow that I would need to incorporate to do that. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna see what I can do. And I was able to figure it out. And I did it. And ever since then, every single one of my videos has had the way I do it is that I film and edit my videos, and I have the background music track in there, right? But then I make a copy of that video project on my computer, and then I strip out the audio for that one, the background audio, upload that version to YouTube first as an unlisted video, meaning that you can only access that video if you have the direct link to it. It doesn't show up in like my YouTube page feed or anything like that. And then once that's been uploaded, I've got the URL for it. I put a link to that in the description and the pinned comment of the regular video that does have the background music, and so that one gets uploaded second. And and I see from my stats, like, people watch those videos, so I'm really glad that I've been able to do that as another form of accessibility. There's another time when someone was like, hey, can you separately from that, they were like, oh, your audio is a little bit hard to hear, can you look into that? And I was like, yeah. And I looked into it, and they were right. So I figured out how to fix that. And so I think that, and I appreciate the way that that person was so kind in giving their feedback. So yeah, ultimately, I think my advice for this question can be summed up as: have a thick skin, be true to yourself, know which forms of feedback to seriously take into consideration, and really be true to yourself as far as reminding yourself of what kind of content you want to create and why. Hey, number 14, in what ways has my channel evolved since I first started it? So when I first started this channel, the majority of the videos that I was doing were my Did I Nail It videos, like my dupe attempt videos. And I still do those, but it's less of like doing them always for every single monthly polish drop, and more if it's like, oh wow, like my PPU wish list this month really is like long, so I think I really do need to check and see, can I nail this, that was where I started with this. But lately my channel has evolved in a way that has become to incorporate some other things like polish making. Like, it made me so happy to see when I kind of floated the idea. It's like, if I did some polish making videos, would y'all be interested? And you're like, yes. So yeah, those have been so much fun to do. Also doing more nail art tutorials. That's been a direction that this has evolved in, and really just experimenting with so many different ideas. Like I will tell y'all, like I'm still not yet at the right structure for my, like, for example, my new Untried Polish series. I started filming it once, that didn't work out. I started filming it again a second time with a different approach. That didn't work out. And I've got an idea now for a third way I'm going to try to do it. But you know what? That's okay. I've become a lot more in tune with like recognizing when something just doesn't feel right to me, and when it's better for me to put a pin in something and say, you know what? This isn't the best that it could be, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a look back and see what worked and why, what didn't work, and how can I make that better, and come back to it when I've had some time to marinate on it and have a fresh set of eyes to look at it. So yes, be on the lookout for the Untried series in whichever form it will take. But also, this channel is continuing to evolve, but still stay rooted in like the core essence of Olivia, as it were. Okay, and finally, number 15. Do I ever still actually go to the club? The answer is no. Y'all, even when it's like, let's say, I get really excited to go to a concert, and then it's on a weekday night and it starts at like 8. I'm just like, that's past my bedtime. So, I'm just trying to get home and get to sleep at an early hour. I'm into EDM as one of the forms of music that I enjoy, and I know that a lot of that is oriented in the club scene. So times like, yeah, sure, I'll go to that, but it's not like when I was in college in New York and going to the club on a Saturday night was just kind of what we did, like I'll never forget the time when my roommates and I went to the Copacabana in New York, and I think we just turned 21, and we were just like the youngest people in there by decades. It was not the scene for us. We were like babies in the Copacabana. But with that being said, I got 2 in the club stories I'm going to tell y'all to wrap up. So the first one, in the club story number 1, this happened here in Chicago when this was back in like, oh my goodness, I had just moved to the city. It was during like my first year of grad school, and my friends and I were going out for dinner and then also to a club afterwards. And the restaurant that we were going to was cash only. And but I'd forgotten about that until we had taken the train up north to that neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, I need to go somewhere, find an ATM, get some cash. And couldn't find an ATM anywhere, but we're like, oh, there's a grocery store like right by the train when we get off. So let's just go there, buy something small, get some cash back, and that'll be fine. And it could have worked out. What I should have done was buy something very small, like a tin of mints, and you pay for that and then you get your cash back. But that is not what I did. I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I am running out of toilet paper at home, and we're here at a grocery store. I can get toilet paper. So yeah, and I'll get cash back off of that. And y'all, I didn't just get a roll of toilet paper. I bought like a 6 or an 8 pack of toilet paper. But see, in my mind, it all made sense to me, like I'm getting the toilet paper that I need. I'm getting my cash back that I need. Win-win, right? So we go to dinner, everything's great. And then we go to the club afterwards. And so we get in there, And after they check our IDs and stuff, the doorman says to me, "Oh, ma'am, before you go any further, I'm gonna need you need to check your bag." And I'm like, "Oh, no problem." And I take my purse off and I hand it to him. And it wasn't a big purse, but I was just like, "Oh, maybe that's just the policy here." And then he's like, "No, I meant the other bag." And so, y'all, it was only at that moment that I realized that I had just gone into the club with like an 8-pack of toilet paper, like it was nothing. And yeah, you can believe that my friends never let me live that down. And even that whole night as we were leaving, they were like, "Girl, don't forget your toilet paper." So yeah, that happened in the club. And the other in the club story that I'll tell. So I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie that came out a few years ago, Megalopolis, directed and written by Francis Ford Coppola. If you haven't, it is a mess of a movie. A glittery, expensive mess of a movie. This is a movie where you've got all of these huge A-list actors who were in there that all seem to be acting in their own individual movies without any understanding or connection with the others. It's bizarre. This movie stars Adam Driver. And I think I may have mentioned before on this channel many a time that I'm very much into live theater. And as part of the live theater culture, you as a theater goer often have the opportunity to meet the cast at the stage door after the show has let out. So a couple years ago, after I think this was maybe like a month or so after Megalopolis came out in theaters, and a lot of people didn't know a whole lot about what this movie was going to be going into it. The trailer made it look really good, but it was just a mess all over the place. The dialogue was just bad in places, but Adam Driver is still Adam Driver, and he can still act very well. So it just worked out well that I was in New York at the time, and got to meet him at the stage door. So I'm gonna put a picture over there of me and Adam. And so I met him, and he signed my playbill, and he's so very kind and warm, by the way. I thanked him for taking the time to be out there and to meet with all of us. And okay, so here's where I'm going to pause and say, the reason I'm mentioning Megalopolis is that there is this very famous scene in there where Adam is delivering this super serious monologue, and out of nowhere he then says, and he even does a little like neck thing, he's like, "So go back to the club." And just Google Adam Driver, go back to the club, you'll find the clip, you'll see what I'm saying. It's very bizarre. So and it became like a running joke about Megalopolis, like people were making memes about this. People were saying, "Go back to the club" and stuff. So I am someone who, in many ways, I'm not subtle. I also am just very much seize the day, seize the moment, live with no regrets, right? So jump back to the moment I'm meeting Adam, and as I'm about to say goodbye, I say to him, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, am I really doing this? Am I really doing this?" I said to him, "Oh, Adam, one more thing before I go." He's like, "Oh, what is it?" And I said to him, "So go back to the club." And he burst out laughing. Oh my God. So I made Adam Driver laugh, and that was a moment that I will never ever forget. So every time that I think about going to the club, there's the Adam Driver, go back to the club. So yeah. Also, side note, earlier this year, I think it was earlier this year, Jack and I saw like a screening of Megalopolis in downtown Chicago, followed by like an interactive Q&A with Francis Ford Coppola. we thought, cool, it's Francis Ford Coppola. Y'all, this man had the staff pull out a whiteboard for him, and then he wrote on there like 10 different topics he wanted to cover. I was just like, we're being held hostage by Francis Ford Coppola, just talking about who knows what. This is so cerebral. He needs to go back to the club. Go back to the club. Anyway. All right, so I hope that you all have enjoyed my updated Q&A. If there are any other questions that you're wondering about me, this channel, anything in between, please let me know in the comments. And once again, thank you all so much for being, for making this YouTube journey as meaningful and as special as it has been for me. You all just motivate me to keep showing up as the best version of myself every single time I sit down in front of this camera. And I can't wait to keep making even more content for you all in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. So yeah, I am going to go jump into my hammock now and put on my headphones and do some editing. And I hope you all are having a fantastic day, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.